Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to look at active voice and passive voice from the standard 10th standard, and this is present in your first unit itself. Behind the text is first flight. So here, before we enter into active voice and passive voice, there are a few things that everyone should know in order to understand and to transform the active voice to passive voice. So active voice, passive voice is nothing but தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா செய்வினை செயல்பாட்டு வினை அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஆக்டிவ் வாய்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்கா செய்வினை, passive voice அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்கா செயல்பாட்டு வினை. So now we know the meaning of active and passive. Active means a person who is very active in his life, and that's what seems to be here. And here it is a indication of simple tenses. And when we come to passive, it's a dead sentences, which means it's not in a passive, it is in a passive. So now we should understand what is the voice. What is voice? Voice is nothing but it is a verb. Voice is nothing but it is a verb. So what is the most important thing that we should know before entering into active voice and passive voice is nothing but verb. Okay, so where the verb is present in the basic grammar is parts of speech. So when you take a Rand Martin book, which is the universally accepted grammar book, then you find a parts of speech is the primary element of spoken English, and there you might be coming across there are 8 parts of speech. They are noun, pronoun, adjective as a one core, and the other core verb and adverb, the second core, and preposition, conjunction and interjection in the third core. So now what we are going to look at is a pronoun and a verb. So why we need to know the pronoun? What is the purpose of learning pronoun in active voice and passive voice? That we should be very clear. So the pronoun here will be changed to nominal, possessive or accusative. So most probably here we will be changing the pronoun to the possessive case. Okay, possessive pronoun. So in order to understand what is a pronoun, here I have given the definition. Pronoun is used instead of a noun. தமிழ்ல pronoun-க்கு என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பிரதிபெயர் சொற்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ பிரதிபெயர் சொற்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடியது என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பெயர் சொல்லுக்கு பதிலாக பயன்படுத்தக்கூடியது தான் pronoun அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Used instead of a noun. Noun-க்கு பதிலாக பயன்படுத்தக்கூடியது. And what are the types of pronoun? What are the pronouns we have in English? So some say that pronouns are 8, and some say that pronouns are 7. So what is right? Either 8 or 7. But according to the grammar book, both are right. The thing when we come to 8, it's nothing but you will be added in the singular as well as in the plural. So they say that there are 8 pronouns. And at the same time 7 is also correct because you is repeated and therefore one you is skipped, that is maybe singular or plural. Okay, so this is what about the pronoun, and we have here nominative, possessive pronoun and accusative pronoun. So these pronouns are divided into 2 parts. Okay, so nominative pronoun we can call it as a nominative pronoun, or else we can call it as a personal pronoun. So what are the nominative pronoun? What are the personal pronoun? Is nothing but I, we, you, he, she, it and they. Okay, and this is being divided into 3 parts. First person, second person, and this as a third person. So first person I and we, second person you, third person he, she, it and they. Now again it is also divided into singular and plural. So what are the singular? I, First person I, second person you, third person he, she, it. And what are the plural? We, again I am repeating, you stands as singular as well as plural. So we, you and they is said to be plural. Why we should know what is singular and what is plural? What is the purpose of learning in the pronoun? Here we are learning singular and plural in order to use them in the tenses. In order to use them in tenses, we should know what are the pronouns and what are the singular pronoun and what are the plural pronouns. And when we come to possessive pronoun, we have me, I becomes me and mine, we becomes our and ours, you becomes your and yours, and he becomes his, she becomes her and hers, it becomes its, and they becomes their or theirs in the possessive pronoun. So possessive pronoun is nothing but it possesses itself. It possesses the pronoun to itself. So that is called a possessive pronoun. And when we come to accusative pronoun, we have, instead of I, we should use my. Instead of we, us, you, he, him, she, her, it, they, and them. So this we need to be very thorough with in order to change the pronoun. So this is the one of the rule that we should apply or we should change in the active voice to passive voice. And the second change that we should know. So before I give you the rules of active voice and passive voice in the form of verb, first let me tell you what is verb is. So verb is nothing but it is action verb. So whatever we do every day, that is called action verb. Okay, in our life, we run, we wake up, we walk, we sleep, we talk, we speak. So all these are called action verbs. Okay, whatever the subject does, is said to be verb. And the verb is divided into two that I have given here, and there is also another one, modal auxiliary, that we will be learning later on. So what is the main verb? Main verb is nothing but whatever we learn from the dictionary, whatever we read from the book, and whatever we do actions. Those are called main verbs. So we have three main verbs, that is verb 1 is said to be present, verb 2 is said to be past, and verb 3 is said to be past participle. So this I will come later on. So verb 1 and verb 2 and verb 3. So what is a verb 1? Verb 1 is nothing but the present verb. நிகழ்காலத்தில் செய்யக்கூடிய செயல்களை குறிக்கக்கூடிய வார்த்தைகள் எல்லாமே என்ன அப்படி பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா verb 1 அப்படின்ற கேட்டகரிக்குள்ள வரும். And verb 2 will be present in the past. கடந்த காலத்தில் நாம் செய்த செயல்கள் அனைத்தும் verb 2ல நம்ம குறிப்பிட்டு சொல்லுவோம். So whatever we have done in the past, the actions will be present in the verb 2. And regarding verb 3, whatever has been done will be present in verb 3. So that is called the past participle. And some of the grammar book that we find in our day-to-day life, and that has been translated according to the teachers, that has been modified, edited according to the teachers, there we find even some of the YouTube channels and Google pages, browsers give us verb 4. In the place of verb, they will be giving us verb 4. Verb 4 is nothing but it is a present participle. So why it is not in the main verb? Why it is not should be mentioned in the main verb? That we should know it. Why? Verb 4 should not be mentioned in the main verb. Nothing but, see, now look at it here. So we have verb 1 read. Again here verb 1 walk, verb 2 walk, verb 3 walk. Again you see here there is a change. And when we come to verb 4, it states that here in the continuous tense, we have the rule in the tense verb 1 plus ing. So verb 1 plus ing along with the be form auxiliaries. So sometimes it is also called a participle, sometimes it is also called a gerund, which is another part of a grammar. It is another part of a grammar. So verb 4 cannot be used as a main verb. Only it is apart from a main verb. So please understand, when we talk about a verb, we have verb 1, verb 2 and verb 3. So verb 1, read, walk, sleep. Verb 2, read, walk, read, walk, slept. And verb 3, read, walk, slept. So these are called main verb, whereas verb 4 is not said to be verb 4 because it forms participle, gerund and present participle, which is not used in the tenses. So what is tense? Tense is nothing but time. What is time? It's not something that we look at a watch or mobile phone to clock to say it is the time. Of course, that is exactly, but here tense means it indicates three. One is present, past, future. தமிழ்ல காலங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் பொழுது நிகழ்காலம், இறந்த காலம், கடந்த காலம், எதிர்காலம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இந்த மூன்று காலங்களை குறிப்பது தான் tense, and that is also in another form, it is called verb. When I was studying the 10th standard, I used to my Tamil teacher used to tell me, explain me what is verb. தமிழ்ல வினைச்சொற்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அது அழகா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ வினைச்சொற்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடியது மூன்று காலங்களை குறிக்கும். இந்த மூன்று காலங்கள் என்ன? எக்ஸாம்பிள் அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க. ஊறுகின்ற காய், ஊறிய காய், அண்ட் ஊறப்போகின்ற காய் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. சரிங்களா? ஸோ தட்ஸ் வாட் verb that we will look into it later on. So now we come to the verb. Okay. So when we come to the auxiliary verb, so these are the main verb, and verb 4 is not a main verb, that we need to be very thorough with. And when we come to an auxiliary verb, the last part of today's class is that auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is divided into three parts, that is do form, be form and a have form. So here I have given 11. 11 is nothing but there are 11 main auxiliary verbs. So what is the auxiliary verb? Auxiliary verb is nothing but it is a helping verb, and this has two actions, and this can perform two actions. They are act as a main verb and act as a helping verb. So what are those? Do, does, did, am, is, are, was, were, have, was, have. In the do form we have do, does. This is called the present. These are called present, and these are called the past. So in the present we have do form, do, does. Be form, am, is, are. In the have form, have, has. And in the past, in the do form we have did. In the be form we have was, were, and in the have form we have had. And regarding tenses, do form is used in a simple tense, and be form is used in a continuous, as I told you earlier, verb 1 plus ing along with the be form auxiliaries, and the have form is used with the perfect tense. So I hope you guys, again I will make it a summary, and then I will end today's session, and I'll post the another video which will be giving you more about active voice and passive voice. So when I talk about active voice and passive voice, I have told you before we enter into that, we need to know about the basic thing that that can change from the active voice to passive voice. And I told you, active voice is a say vinai, passive voice is a say part vinai. Active na passive na namakku theriyum, and but we should be very thorough with the voice. Voice is nothing but it is a verb, action word. And I told you before we enter into it, it is important that we should know what are the parts of speech. From here only we are going to change some of the parts in order to arrive at a passive voice. So now pronoun, adjective is a one part, verb and adverb is another part, preposition, conjunction and interjection. So altogether there are 8, and some of the YouTube channels will give us 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. They will be adding article, they will be adding, and they will be adding exclamation sentences, and some of the things are added in the YouTube, some of the grammar book that has been edited and modified by the grammarians of native speakers. Okay, that we should be very thorough with. So according to the Redden Martin, which is universally accepted book, that we find there are 8 parts of speech. So from there, from 8 we are going to pronoun. As I told you, it is used instead of a noun, and there are 3: nominative, possessive and accusative that I have given. What are the nominative, accusative and the possessive? And regarding the verb, as I told you, verb is nothing but it is an action word. So we have 2 types of verbs here, that is a main verb and auxiliary verb. Main verb has a 3 part. 4 is said to be, but not according to the grammar. And auxiliary verb, we have 3 forms: do, does, did, and is, or was, were, are, was, had. And it is also used in the tenses: simple, continuous, and perfect. And when we know all these things, we can jump to active and passive. So I hope you guys you might have understood. If you have any doubts, you can post me in the comment box so that I can give you your clarifications in the comment box itself, or else when we meet, I can explain in detail. Thank you.